Diane, will you count us down when I put the battery in, please?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Do you go to the theatre?
I do go to the theatre.
Do you go to the cinema?
I do go to the cinema, and in fact, this weekend I went to see Black Swan with Natalie Portman, and it was fantastic. Very scary, but very enjoyable.
Are you a big reader?
I've always been a fantastic reader. When I was a schoolgirl, in the holidays, I used to read a book a day in my summer holidays. If you come to my house, you're stepping over piles of books.
Do you still play the piano?
No, I occasionally practice my scales, but I never kind of graduated to sort of Beethoven concertos.
Do you listen to classical music in your own time?
I do. I mean, I used to basically listen to sort of pop music and mostly black music, whether it's soul or R&B or reggae. But having done a programme where I learnt to play Chopin, I now find that I do listen to romantic classical piano music like Liszt and Chopin himself.
Are you an optimist or a pessimist?
I'm an optimist. If you're on the left in politics, you have to believe in people, and you have to believe that change and improvement is possible.
Are you a saver or a spender?
Oh, definitely a spender. I've always spent absolutely up to my income limit.
Are you a socialiser?
Well, it's difficult to be a socialiser when you're an MP because you spend so much time in here. The danger is you would only socialise with other MPs or journalists. I try to socialise, but outside of the Westminster hothouse.
How would you describe yourself in a sentence?
Different from your average MP.
Do you have any unusual interests or hobbies?
I'm afraid I don't have any unusual interests. I'm interested in politics, which is unusual as far as the general population is concerned, but not unusual for a politician.
What's the best thing about being an MP?
The best thing about being an MP is you wake up in the morning, you hear something on the radio, and you don't think someone should say something about that, you think I will say something about that.
What time do you wake up in the morning on an average weekday?
I wake up very early. It's partly from having had a child. You tend to wake up early with children. So I'm normally awake between 5 and 6. My favourite programme is Farming Today, which comes on at 5:45. And because I have this fantastic phone, which enables me to go online and so on, between the time about 5 when I wake up and 7 when I get up, I'm online, I'm looking at newspaper websites, I'm looking at my own email. So if you're a friend of mine, you do run the risk of being texted by me or emailed by me any time after 5:30.
What's the worst thing about being an MP?
The worst thing about being an MP is a complete lack of privacy. If you pick your nose in the bus, it can end up in a gossip column.
So do you not enjoy being in the public eye?
No, I've never enjoyed being in the public eye. I've never watched myself on television.
What's the proudest thing you personally have achieved in politics?
I'm very proud of the fact that we now have 5 brand new secondary schools in Hackney, which we didn't have before my government came in and I was able to argue for them.
What was it like being the first black woman MP when you were elected to the House of Commons in the 80s?
Well, I got used to it very quickly, but other people didn't. My friend used to come in for a cup of tea or something and they'd say, "Diane, everyone's staring at you."
What did you want to be when you were a little girl?
A member of Parliament and a best-selling writer. I've done 1, got to do number 2.
What do you think you would have been had you not been an MP? Would you have been an author?
I think probably I would have stayed in television, which is where I was working when I became a member of Parliament.
Did you enjoy the leadership campaign last year?
Enjoy is the wrong word, but it was an experience I wouldn't have missed for the world. I mean, I went all around the country, from the Highlands of Scotland to the South Coast, sort of 3 or 4 towns every week. So it was amazing.
Was it exhausting?
It was completely exhausting. But I learned a lot about myself and about my 4 colleagues who were also competing with me.
Are you enjoying being in the shadow government?
I am enjoying it. It's very different. You see things from a very different perspective, but also people see you differently, and that's interesting.
Do you enjoy speaking in the House of Commons?
I like speaking in the House of Commons. I've always loved debating when I was a very young woman, so I enjoy getting up and speaking, yeah.
How do you look back on your days at Cambridge University?
They were the making of me, for better or worse. I met lots of people like you, and it taught me how to stand up for myself.
Are you a good cook?
Terrible cook.
Do you have a top dish?
I only do the one dish really, which is a Jamaican chicken and rice and peas.
Do you want to spend the rest of your working life in politics?
No, I want to retire and have a whole new life.
I think I gave you an extra second or maybe two.
But still.
Very nice to see you, Diane.
Okay.